More and more retailers, more and more brands want to understand, where is my waste going? My cut and sew waste, where's it going? But when you look at 60 billion tons of post-industrial waste, 250 billion tons of post-consumer waste, it's about time we started looking at those numbers and realizing that that is quality material. There's only 15% of all those tons that actually makes it into some kind of recycled, renewed material. We have to do something with those materials to get them out of the landfills and to keep them from being incinerated. PurFi is a process that does rejuvenation. And the word rejuvenation means to bring back to new. We are able to create fibers from textile waste that are equal to are better than virgin quality fibers. We are able to actually create fibers that are competitive with virgin. And we are also able to meet all the sustainability goals that are so critical, using less water. We are 95% lower in all of our CO2 emissions. Our energy usage is almost nil. Very, very low energy usage. And we have no chemical discharge. Do you know that it takes 20,000 liters of water? 20,000 to produce 1 kilo. Here in America, that's 2.2 pounds, but 1 kilo of cotton. That is equal to making 1 pair of jeans. Our rejuvenation process uses negligible water. We have proprietary equipment, and we have engineered that equipment ourselves. This has taken a long, long time to perfect. Years of engineering, years of scientists, and we've spent years developing very, very strong IP, both patents and trade secrets, that really focus on hundreds of recipes that really center around working with all different types of fabrics. Natural fabrics, synthetic fabrics, technical fabrics. So these process recipes are our strength, and it is what makes PurFi different, not just a manufacturing company, but a true technology company. So we start with just opening a bale of waste. This one happens to be white, which is what we're running at this moment. We're walking through a cutter. It's just a very simple guillotine cutter, and that is just getting it just resized for the overall process. The next process you're going to see is how the material then goes to nothing but just a yarn state. This is called reverse spinning. We're just going to take it to a yarn state. I will tell you that there's a lot of processes in between, but you're going to see it coming through a machine, and you're just going to see untwisted fabric in like threads. Once we take it through that process, there's probably another 80 meters of equipment to go, and then you're going to see it at the final stage. And it's beautiful, unfettered fiber. And when it went into the process, the virgin material was 28 meters long when it was processed. So 28 millimeters went in and 28 millimeters came out. And that's the beauty of rejuvenation at PurFi. That fabric, as it started, was something that was waste. We reduced the size, we turned it into yarn, turned it into fiber, we spun it back into yarn, and then one of our wonderful customers made a garment out of that beautiful material. It is rejuvenation at its finest. One of the things we haven't talked about is our sourcing operations. To actually take away from those manufacturers at their manufacturing sites that raw material that's so important that comes off those cutting tables, so that we can specifically go after and track and trace every single kilo, every single pound of that raw material. PurFi traces that material from that cutting table through the process of a PurFi sourcing center that is set up in each country. And then where does that material finally find its home? So end-to-end digital traceability. We have that story about every piece of fabric we trace. We have sourcing centers not only in India, but we have them in Ethiopia, we have them in Kenya, we're putting one now in Vietnam, but we are putting these sourcing centers closest to the most quantity of raw materials available. We will also be putting sourcing centers for post-consumer waste in the US, in Europe, so that they can be sorted and shipped to the nearest PurFi rejuvenation centers. One of the most exciting processes that we have developed at PurFi solved a problem in the industry. It's the new generation of stretch. It's this wonderful fiber that makes everything stretchy. That elastomer acts like a rubber band. It does not come out in filtration. It just remains in the fiber. We are very proud today to be the only company in the world that I know of that can separate the parent fiber, be it cotton, polyester, nylon, from the elastomer, preserve the elastomer, and preserve the parent fiber. We can take that nylon and our polyester back to a staple fiber, or we can take that nylon and polyester back to a filament yarn that can go back into those beautiful yoga pants, or lingerie, or swimwear. We can take that denim that had the elastomer back in it and take it back to a yarn that can make denim again. And what this means to the earth is all of those raw materials were going straight to the landfill, straight to the incinerator, because there was no other option for it unless it was just going to be ground powder and done something else with. This world is turning toward a circular economy, and people want information because they want to make a change. It's exciting to me because 25 years ago, sustainability was something, it was kind of an interesting thing. Everybody thought about it, talked about it, but now it's a must-have in our society.